Welcome back to DBL. The Wizard of Oz is being remade. Well, sort of. New Line Cinema is coming out with a fresh take on the classic 1939 film. Wow. The original movie is under strict copyright that prevents filmmakers from remaking the same film. Instead, they can draw on themes from the book it was based on. It does look like the famous ruby red slippers, however, will be featured in the new film. You got to bring those back. Here's my question. People are so woke nowadays. Does anybody relate to the Tin Man or the Scarecrow and be like, I have a brain and you're saying I don't? Is there any sort of hatred coming from that? Or I have courage and now I'm the lion. You treat me like the lion from the Wizard of Oz. Is there anything stems from there that can't be redone today?
I think with a lot of these classics, we do run into some issues of how much they stay relevant through time. Like my favorite movie, Waiting to Exhale. Love that movie. I watch it at least 3 times a year, but now I realize that it was completely inappropriate for Wesley Snipes' character to be hitting on Angela Bassett's character when his wife was dying of cancer. But at the time, we were like, oh, he's a Prince Charming. You can never remake that.
Yeah, I think there's repercussions to the wokeness is what I'm getting at.
I guess you're right, Jeff. I guess you're right.
So what do you think, Steph? You don't have to stay on this subject that I created in my head.
I think with The Wizard of Oz, we've seen huge success with Wicked, the musical, a massive global success.
Which was fantastic.
And that was the story of how the 2 witches became the good and the bad witch, you know. And I do think I wouldn't even mind if the original Wizard of Oz was remade, and I'm a big fan of Judy Garland. I really love her and her work. So it surprises me actually that I would even say that. But yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to it. But I think things like mermaids, you know, a Cher. No?
Mermaids?
I wouldn't want to see mermaids remade. You don't know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about, but not
I wouldn't want to see Pretty Woman with Julia Roberts remade.
See, that's another one. We would be far too woke for Pretty Woman to be remade. It has to live in its era.
What was this is really bad that it's really escaping me the name of it, but it was Bette Midler, and it was her as a child growing up with somebody. Is it called Beaches?
Beaches?
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Wouldn't want to see that remade. That was gorgeous.
Yeah, you can't remake classics like The Godfather. I think the older films, you know. Mine was going to be Gladiator, but I guess you could kind of remake Gladiator. It's my favorite movie, so I wouldn't want to see anybody else. But that's when you could remake. I think when you take an older film with some of the older actors that aren't around anymore, those are like classics, and you don't want to mess with those till that generation has gone on. So
yeah, period. Some things we don't think of as period pieces, but like Bronx Tale, totally period piece. You cannot put that into any other era at all.
Movie. Great
for a
movie.
lot of reasons.
You know what I'd like to see remade? What I would like is Sleeping with the Enemy, another Julia Roberts movie, one of her first ones. Because it's a really good storyline, but I just think it was a bit atrocious. It just wasn't well done.
So you want to see it remade?
I would like to see that one.
All right, for different reasons, not for nostalgic reasons.
Mystic Pizza,
because the first one
another
stunk.
good one.
All right.
Mystic Pizza.
I love really old 80s movies. Okay,
I was done after your first Mermaids reference.
Yeah, Mermaids. You know, it's shared, no? And
no. Did you ever see Splash with Tom Hanks?
Oh, I love Splash. Fantastic.
I can't believe you got that.
That would be great to be remade. Tom Hanks and Splash are fantastic.
You're all into the fish movies.
Oh, God, I love it.
All right, we'll be right back.
Wonderful.
Riveting.